In 1997, Hannah Brooks was a 30-year-old software engineer at Vector Dynamics, a tech firm in Clearwater City. She was known for her quiet professionalism and precision in her work. That summer, Gregory Ford, a 41-year-old new hire, joined her department. At first, his attention seemed harmless: brief conversations in the break room, lunch invitations she politely declined. One day, he asked her out directly. Hannah smiled and said, "I'm flattered, Greg, but I'm not interested." For most people, that would be the end. For Gregory, it was the beginning of an obsession. Over the next months, Gregory's behavior grew intrusive. He began sending frequent emails, first about work, then laced with personal compliments. Flowers appeared on her desk. Phone calls came after hours. By early 1998, he had sent her over 150 emails in just 3 months, some professing his love, others containing unsettling lines like, "You'll see we're meant to be." Hannah reported him to HR, but they dismissed it as a misunderstanding and gave him only a verbal warning. In 1999, the harassment spilled into her personal life. Letters began arriving at her home. Gifts, perfume, books, a scarf were left at her door without a note. Hannah moved to a new apartment, changed her phone number, and altered her routines, but Gregory always managed to find her. She went to the police, only to be told there wasn't enough to charge him since he hadn't threatened her directly. She obtained a restraining order in October 1999, hoping that would end it. For almost a year, there was silence. Hannah started to believe he was gone. But on May 10, 2001, that illusion was shattered. At 9:07 a.m., Gregory walked into the Vector Dynamics building carrying a large duffel bag. Inside were 2 shotguns and a semi-automatic pistol. He took the elevator to the 3rd floor, Hannah's floor, and, according to witnesses, shouted her name before opening fire. The first blast struck 2 nearby engineers. Chaos erupted as employees scrambled for cover. Hannah was hit in the shoulder but managed to crawl into a conference room with several coworkers. The gunshots echoed through the office, mingled with screams and the sharp scent of gunpowder. By the time police subdued Gregory at 9:18 a.m., 6 employees were dead and 4 others wounded, including Hannah. The massacre shocked Clearwater. Gregory was charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. In court, he showed no remorse, repeating, "She should have talked to me." Public outrage surged as it became clear Hannah had repeatedly sought help without receiving adequate protection. Within a year, Clearwater passed its first anti-stalking law, broadening the definition of harassment and allowing earlier police action. Hannah eventually recovered from her injuries, but she left Vector Dynamics and became an outspoken advocate for victims' rights. In an interview years later, she reflected, "The signs were there for years. I survived, but others didn't. We have to believe victims the first time they speak." The Clearwater Anti-Stalking Act would go on to inspire similar legislation across the country, its origins forever tied to the day Gregory Ford turned obsession into tragedy.